Okay, run this bit up.
Fellas, Simple Hoops has returned. We're back from our hiatus. As you know, I'm Rocky.
And I'm Ryan.
And today, we've got some big NBA news to break down for you boys.
And if you've been living under a rock, you might not know, but Damian Lillard finally got traded.
Listen, dude, it was just a normal, Monday or Wednesday, walking in the class.
It's like 2 p.m., 3 p.m.
Just a typical day. And it was super weird because the Bucks had not been mentioned at all.
No, not at all.
In fact, it just recently opened up to the Raptors.
Yeah,
I thought the Raptors deal was going to happen.
Because everybody was saying the Raptors were like front runners.
Which, they had a terrible package now in hindsight.
Yeah.
But, yep. Dame has been traded to the Bucks. They have a crazy duo there.
Crazy. Best duo in the league, would you say?
We'll have to get into that, but
little tease there.
They have potential to be.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, what is there to say? It's kind of settled in, but it still kind of feels weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, the media
day
pictures.
Pictures with Dame.
Dame does not belong in that Bucks jersey.
It doesn't look right at all.
It honestly would have been fine if he was in a Heat jersey, because, I don't know, maybe it's just the red and white
the
and
same
black.
colors. But that green on him, I couldn't imagine him in a Celtics jersey.
Oh, no, that would have been weird, too. But no, guys, let's get straight into this trade. If you don't know who is all in the package, we have Bucks only getting Damian Lillard in the trade. The Blazers getting Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Toumani Camara, who I didn't know, but he's a rookie on the Suns.
I didn't know about him either. He actually had a really good summer league.
Yeah,
I was looking
did
into
that.
He was average 16 and 10 in summer league.
Yeah, surprised we didn't talk about him.
Yeah.
And then
we couldn't pronounce his name.
Yeah,
That's
probably
why.
Probably avoided it. We have a Bucks 2029 first round pick, completely unprotected, and then unprotected swaps in 2028 and 2030. And then Suns get Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. Now, first thoughts. Better package than the Heat.
Yeah, that was my
1,000%.
initial thought is the Blazers, I'm proud of Rowan? I don't know what they're...
Cronin.
Yeah.
Joe Cronin, I think is his
He
name.
did an incredible job not caving to Dame and the Heat.
Yeah, he played the long game.
Yeah, because we were saying it. He's going to the Heat.
Yeah,
He'll be on the
really.
Heat.
Dame was doing this weird thing. It was mostly his
Agent.
Yeah. Basically saying he would only play for the Heat, which was super dumb.
Yeah.
And illegal.
Also,
for the league.
Before we get too deep into the other teams, did you hear about what their GM actually said to Dame about him not coming back?
I remember him saying something about it's unfair for you to put one team and then basically we're gonna put ourselves first.
Because Dame was like, if I can't go to the Heat, this is reported. If he can't go to the Heat, then he'd want to go back to the Blazers. Mm-hmm. And their GM was like, no, it's too late. Which I respected a lot because your franchise player asked to come back and you're like, no, it's too late.
No, and he's already been playing these games all summer.
Yeah.
And you have Scoot at point guard, who you want to start from the beginning of his career.
Franchise player.
I mean, he very well could be. We don't know yet. But what are you thinking about for, obviously the best team involved here, the Bucks?
Yeah.
They now have what you may think is the best duo in the league?
I think it might not be the best duo. Going into All-Star break, it could be LeBron. It could be.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good duos in the NBA.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of just Giannis, Dame is probably the best superstar to pair with him.
Really?
Just how their games work. Think about.
I think Curry would be better.
Well, yeah, obviously, but realistically, they're not getting Curry.
Hey, no, Giannis to the Warriors. Bro.
Yeah, but just watching Giannis have so much more space to get in due to how much coverage Dame will need. I think it'll be really interesting watching them do pick and rolls, and you got to stick with both of them.
Yeah, definitely. And I saw something recently. I don't know if you heard about this. I don't know where. I can't give credit to anybody. But they're basically talking about how the best duos in the league a lot of their problems is they're very identical players.
Yeah.
So
Boston Celtics.
the Jays are both wings.
Yep.
The Clippers are both wings.
Yeah.
Even Braun and AD, I mean, they're
similar.
They're not too far off. And that's why a lot of people consider Jokic and Jamal Murray to be one of the best duos in the game. Even though Jamal Murray's not like one of the best players in the league.
Sometimes it comes down to their fit versus talent. I will give them that.
And they're such different players.
Yeah.
They don't do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like Jokic is such a big guy and he's controlling from the paint. Jamal Murray is, he's point guard and he's a really good shooter and he provides that for the team. And so because of that, they can be such a good duo together because they do two different things.
Yeah.
So maybe because Dame is such a different player than Giannis, they're completely opposite different players. Like maybe that makes them one of the better duos in the league.
Yeah. It's going to be really interesting watching Bucks games.
Yeah.
Just seeing what they do together.
Yeah, and even Dame said it the other day, the fact that, like, what are you going to do? Clog the paint? Okay, I'm going to shoot 8 threes.
Yeah. And that's the interesting thing, because their play styles are so different.
Yeah.
That one night, it could just be Damian Lillard, 10 threes, you're beat. Or it could be Giannis doing every little thing that he does, you're beat.
Yeah, pretty much. And, I mean, that's often how people have defended the Bucks is they've clogged the paint and just said, all right, shoot. And I know that's how the Celtics do it.
And that's what happened this year, too. I saw, of course, I don't have credit, just like you.
Yeah.
But that the reason the Heat were able to beat Giannis is because they've just figured out how to play Giannis. And I think a lot of teams
they've done it year after year.
Yeah, a lot of teams have just slowly figured out slow Giannis down. You're going to most likely get a win.
Because I think the year the Heat went to the finals, like not this past one, but the one before, and they went against the Bucks in the conference finals.
Yes.
There was a year or two where they went against the Bucks.
It had to be the Bucks because
they had that clog the paint type mentality.
Yeah. And that's
no. Actually, what I'm thinking of was the Raptors. When the Raptors went on to win the championship, they did that with Milwaukee. They clogged the paint.
It's just slowly became that's what teams do. It's what the Celtics do. Let's stop Giannis, clog the paint, make the role players score and win.
It's like 3-point shooting has changed the game, but it's pretty unlikely that you can win 4 games off of good shooting.
Yeah. You have to have more to it, especially look at how the Celtics played this year. They were do and die from 3, just like your Rockets were.
Yeah.
And one bad shooting night, and that could be it for your team.
Yeah, definitely. And that has hurt the Bucks. It's hurt Celtics this year. It hurt my Rockets in the Western Conference.
It hurts a lot of teams just because there's no other dynamics. Like the Celtics were so bent on getting threes, good or bad.
To shoot
there was nothing else for that team to do. And similar to Milwaukee, not to the extent of the Rockets and Celtics.
Dude, I mean, that's how the Rockets were. Like, it was like, oh, you shoot your way out.
Yeah.
And then you go over 27.
The famous Warriors game.
Yeah, and I imagine that's what the Celtics did a lot last year too. It was like, just keep shooting, you'll get it back soon.
Yep, and that's what happened in the playoffs. Joe just kept saying, we'll keep shooting. They're good looks, but you go through streaks.
Definitely. That's one of the things I don't like about this era.
Yeah.
Or currently, right now, there's so much emphasis on shooting. We don't have a lot of like other talented ways of scoring.
Like if you can shoot the 3 ball, you're gonna be on.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because you don't really see like players like Bruce Brown.
Yeah.
It's fun watching, or like Shea, who doesn't care as much he can make threes, he can shoot them, but they just have different play styles.
Even bigs who can't shoot.
They're just slow.
Like that was the one position I was protected. Like, oh yeah, if you're big, you don't have to shoot.
And like now, either you have to be really, really good defensively as a center.
Yeah.
If you can't shoot. Like Rudy and Robert Williams.
Yeah, players like that.
Players. Like you have to be so dominant defensively, like Bam, to where you don't have to have the 3.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just weird that we're in that era, but we're totally steering off.
For a minute there.
Yeah, I guess it is weird because now the Bucks have basically made a decision we're gonna get an even better shooter. But the thing is, like, I don't really trust Dame to go through a slump.
Yeah, that's true.
If you leave Dame open, I feel like pretty confident he's making it.
The other thing is, I saw this a lot too, that people, even Bucks fans, were nervous about losing Jrue because you're getting such a higher level of offense with Dame.
You lose defense.
But that defense is gone.
Gone. And people you really don't know where Chris is in his career right now.
He could be, not washed, but he could be at a lower level than what he has been. I think that Chris is the X factor. Because I think Dame and Giannis will figure it out. It might take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But if Chris doesn't come back to be 80% of what he was on those deep playoff runs, they're in some trouble.
Yeah, I mean, part of the problem with the injuries is like one of the things you lose first is defense.
Yep.
That's kind of what happened to Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson used to be a really good defender, and now he's kind of like,
Yep. He's not horrible, but he's not as
more
great.
Of a shooter now.
Yep.
So that definitely could happen to Chris. We really don't know. We didn't get much to see of him last year, and he just came off of injury.
Because he came right back in the playoffs, right? Like he came.
It was like April or March. I think he came back.
Yeah.
And he was never really doing anything crazy, but he just came back. So, but he's older.
Yeah. He's 32? He's up there in the 30s. I know for sure.
Which, looking at this team, I mean, Dame is old too.
Yeah.
And
their window is now.
Yeah, like Dame had a really, really good season last year. I think a lot of people say it's one of his best.
Yeah, I would say so. Yep.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he starts doing a little decline
slowly.
You know,
and that's the thing that's scary. We'll get into my Celtics, obviously, but the Bucks and Celtics definitely both have such a higher ceiling than what it was before.
Yeah.
But they're also now for sure on this immediate time crunch of we've got older veterans on our team. We need to get this done in the next 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're like full. Both teams are fully
championship or bust type mentality.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people are saying this is a really, really like an A+ all the way trade for the Bucks because not only do you get Dame, one of the best players in the league, but you also guarantee that Giannis isn't going to leave anytime soon. Do you think that's true? I feel like a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, Giannis is for sure staying now." I don't know if that's true.
So, first, I think in any trade, whoever gets the best player normally wins the trade. I would like to say normally they're the winner.
Rudy Gobert trade.
Other than that one, obviously, but I think it's interesting with Giannis because I do believe that in his mind he wants to stay as a Buck as long as he can.
Yeah.
I feel that I don't think he wants to. I don't think his like main reason of leaving will be, oh, I want to be in New York. I don't think it's that with him. But I do think he will look at this season, see how it breaks down, how he fits with Dame, how Chris looks. And also, I feel like he's going to be having talks with the front office, just like he did this summer.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing after Damian Lillard? After Chris? Because Giannis is getting up there, too. He's 28, 29.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a phase relatively soon.
They're still getting older, which has been their problem.
Yeah. And relatively soon, Giannis needs to be concerned with what happens after Damian Lillard era. And I think he will have a lot of talks with the office. And I think it will come down to what they tell him.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have a lot of depth. A lot of their main guys are old.
Yep.
Chris Middleton's in his early to mid-30s.
Yep.
Brooke Lopez is like 35, probably.
Their team is up there.
Which Jrue Holiday is older, too. And that was a concern.
Yeah.
And they really haven't changed much in age.
No.
Maybe Dame's a year younger.
I think they're both 33.
Yeah.
I want to say, if not, they're a year apart.
Yeah.
But I think they're at some point, Giannis has to figure out what the future of the Bucks is after the next 2-3 years.
Which is not right. They have traded their picks.
All their picks are gone. They have no capital left.
Yeah. No.
And I also, with this NBA today, he could sign the contract a year from now, request the trade.
Yeah, it's true. Which actually would work out nice for the Bucks because they would get value.
Yeah, and I do think if something ever were to happen, it would be some sort of sign and trade. I think Giannis would want to give the Bucks something back, and I do think the Bucks would, if they do trade him, it would be the opposite of what Dame's trade was. Yeah. Basically, like I think Giannis would kind of dictate where he goes. I don't think they ever like have a falling out. I don't think Giannis will ever have a James Harden, Damian Lillard type. I think he'll handle his stuff in private, and then we'll find out when he.
I will say, one of the reasons this is an A+ trade for the Bucks is because if they do confirm like that Giannis stays, that is probably the second best player in franchise history.
Yeah,
Kareem and him.
Yeah.
And when are you gonna get that again? 20 years from now?
Yeah. That's the thing.
Gap between Kareem and Giannis was what, 40 years?
Yeah. And that's the thing with teams. Like, if you get a top 5 player in the NBA,
superstar,
you give up
keep him
the next 10 years of assets, anything, to have the opportunity to win.
So what if you suck? Like, this is your prime time.
And that's why I think I'll always respect the Bucks, because they understood what was going on, and they've made the trades to keep Giannis happy and to keep the team as relevant as they can.
Yeah. So going on to these other teams, we got the Blazers,
which I also really loved. I don't know how you felt about it, but I think I love what the Blazers got, just because I know what they could have had with Miami. And I think
100%.
It's 10 times better than what they could have had. And then you look at them just continuing to get flippable assets, really similar to how OKC did it.
Yes,
and they're just running for the picks. That's all they want.
Jrue Holiday gets you much more than Tyler Hero.
Yeah. But yeah, and I also think if they wouldn't have traded him, it wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world. You could have held him till the deadline.
It would have been, it would have been cool.
And which is what I think they'll end up doing with the other assets they've received. Yeah, I think they'll just hold on to it and flip later.
Yeah, to jump ahead a little bit, they did end up trading Jrue Holiday, and they get Robert Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, Giannis, Golden State first round pick for this year, and 2029 unprotected Boston first.
Yep. So, as a Celtics fan, I knew something was going on, and me and you have talked about this during the draft. Brad was so focused on getting picks.
Yeah.
Trading for seconds, trading for the first rounder.
Yeah.
And I remember telling you that eventually they are going to look to add a star. Yeah. And that's what they did.
I really didn't think the Celtics were going to change this much this year, unless it was going to be something crazy like trading Jaylen Brown for Dame.
Yeah.
But somehow they have really changed their team around. Obviously, the Kristaps trade a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I think that looks great for them. And now trading for Jrue Holiday.
Dude,
perfect for a team. Honestly, he's an upgrade from Smart.
Yeah.
I know people are going to say, oh, the culture, like Smart was this team.
Yeah.
Bro, give me Jrue Holiday every day of the week.
And as a Celtics fan, it's so hard because for the last 7 years, I watched the core of Brown, Tatum, Smart, with Rob coming in, and all of them getting traded felt so strange. And like I saw Robert Williams in the Portland jersey. I was like, dude,
feels wrong.
It looks so weird.
Yeah.
But I know the team got better.
Yeah.
I know the team will be better this year than last year. But it's such a strange adjustment. And I'm sure I've seen a little bit of their like post practice interviews.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's just a little bit quieter. It's more business focused. They don't have that bond yet. And I think you will see that at the start of the season.
Yeah.
But
it had some big change-ups this year.
But I'm also excited just because Jrue is the leader that this team needed. As much as Celtics
100%.
fans wanted it to be Smart or to be Tatum or it to be Brown, those aren't leaders.
And I think Smart's a good leader in Memphis.
Yeah.
So
he's just,
I like Jrue Holiday more for
he's
Celtics.
just a lower. He's not as much. Like, you can tell when Jrue speaks, he knows exactly what he needs to say to get the team together.
Isn't he like teammate of the year like 4 years straight or something crazy?
And for the podcast, y'all might not know, I wasn't the biggest Jrue fan just because Rocky would always say he's a better defender than Smart.
Wait, really? We used to beef about that?
Yes, do you remember? Cause
you thought Smart was a better defender?
No, I did. Obviously, I don't think that.
Mind you, Jrue is the best perimeter defender in the league, without a doubt.
Yes, but at the time, Smart was on my team. I had to be biased as possible. But I'm really excited to see Jrue Holiday just because he is the same mold of a player as Smart,
Yeah.
but he's just better.
Yeah, he's just flat out better.
He's better at almost every aspect of the game.
I honestly trust him more offensively, too.
Yeah.
I know they gave so much trust to Smart offensively, but, like...
I'm going to be more confident watching Jrue Holiday take a three-pointer at the last 5 seconds versus Smart.
Honestly, I'm actually excited about it because now Jrue will probably pass
Yep.
the game-winning
Yep.
shot to one of the Jays.
And the crazy thing with this trade is that it kind of took away the focus of Kristaps as, like, most Celtics fans.
Less pressure on him.
Yeah. And it's like, we have Jrue. He's a proven champion.
Yeah.
If Kristaps happens to deal with injuries or deal with other things, I think the Celtics will be more prepared to deal with. Also, last thing about my little Celtics rant. As much as I love Derek White, it would have been so disappointing and so frustrating watching him be the full-time point guard and not get to succeed. Like, that, I don't think that's his play style. I think he's more of the off-ball combo.
The two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
watching
fair.
him try to handle the ball, along with a lot of Brown and a lot of Tatum ball handling minutes.
Yeah.
I would prefer us to have the steady ball handling.
Is Derek White your 2 this year? So it's
that, as far as I know, it's going to be Jrue, White,
Brown,
Jays,
Tatum.
Kristaps without coming off the bench.
That's fair. I wouldn't mind Derek White coming off the bench to be that 6th man.
The only thing is with that is our center depth is basically non-existent.
Yeah, you guys definitely need to sign a center.
Yeah. So if we started Al and Kristaps, our center would be Luke.
Yeah, you definitely need to sign someone. I think you should sign. I've heard some names like Bismack Biyombo.
Yeah. So many people have been talking about
Noel.
Dwight Howard.
I mean, if he has it,
He's balling over there in Thailand.
I hear that his team sucks.
Oh, I'm
and he's
sure
just shooting threes, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I heard is he just jacks up threes and does nothing else.
I would be I hadn't heard about Bismack, but I would be extremely happy just having a solid guy like that.
He was, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It wasn't last year. I think it was the year before. Chris Paul made him look like a starter.
On the Suns. I remember that.
Yeah. Definitely.
I would be so happy if the Celtics traded for Daniel Tice.
I mean, they always have him, bro.
Dude, he's such a solid center. He's not getting playing time on the Pacers. Just bring him over.
I mean, yeah, that's true. You could probably just get him for a second.
I would also be happy just getting Blake back because he was good for us last year. But now he's thinking about retiring.
But he says he wants to resign. So I don't know why you're not offering it to him. But Celtics look good. Do you think the Celtics are better than the Bucks? That's the real conversation come out of this. What team is better? And obviously, they're going to be the 2 best. I think was fair to say.
This is the moment I've been waiting for to get to on this podcast because I'm just imagining in playoff atmosphere, Jrue Holiday won a championship with the Bucks. Did all this with the Bucks, going against the guy they traded him for. Mm-hmm. It's going to be peak NBA basketball, watching them go at it.
Yeah.
Forget about Tatum, Giannis, and all that right now. Just Jrue and Dame going at each other is going to be such a treat to watch.
He's going to have some passion in it because he's not happy about the way the Bucks treated him.
Yep.
He said he was going to be there for life.
Yep.
Gets traded next day.
I said this to you on before we started, but a Boston reporter asked Jrue, how do you feel about being on the Celtics knowing that it's the Bucks it's going to end up with? And he said, I think I'm on the right side of the team.
Which is crazy. He switched sides quick.
I would be too. As much as the Celtics get hate for trading these players away and doing players dirty,
Bucks did
him dirty just because he was on a podcast saying that he wanted to be a Buck for life.
Well, his wife posted something about it, and she was like, yeah, he was just taking a nap on the couch and woke up and he was gone. He was traded. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
He's going to have some passion in that series. They better meet up this year.
I feel like they're going to be 1 and 2. They end up in the conference final.
That seems like the
consensus,
but you never know.
Obviously
just things that happen.
Injuries and stuff, but I think that would be the best case, just because it would be so much fun
Maybe-
watching that conference final.
Maybe the Heat surprise as an 8th seed.
Dude, let me just go ahead and say it. The Heat suck.
I hate the Heat. I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs.
Dude, but me and you do this every year.
Dude.
Every year, I'm like, I hate the Heat. They got worse. They're not a good team. They might not even make the play-in.
Here's the crazy thing. They did suck last year.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
they
they
went
were
on the most
awful.
insane run.
They were literally a 500 team, if that.
And they lost more pieces. They lost more pieces.
Yeah.
Their starting point guard is 37-year-old Kyle Lowry.
Big booty Lowry. Shout out to my big booty boys in the league.
And my other thing my other thing with it is that they have done they have done Tyler Hero so dirty.
Bro, he does not want to be there.
The whole summer they did him so dirty. And now he's at media day like, what's up guys, I'm back.
They've been shipping him around, bro.
And let's just go and say it. Jimmy's so depressed the Heat got worse. He's emo now.
He went emo. Looked awful at it, bro.
he's
He cannot
emo.
pull that off.
Oh,
Dude, honestly, I think the Heat have really embarrassed themselves. I mean, we won't know until there's a documentary. Maybe Joe Cronin was like, nope, not doing the deal with the Heat.
but my other thing with the Heat, I'm sure you've seen it. The amount of NBA superstars they have fumbled over the
Time
past
after
4
time.
years.
It's insane.
Everyone wants to go to the Heat. The Heat don't get it done. There have
Yeah.
been countless teams putting them as a front runner. for
Yeah.
them.
Dude.
And the Heat are always in those talks,
Never
and
get
then
it
they
done.
never pull the trigger.
Dude, and honestly, I think Pat Riley is a really, really good coach. One of the greatest of all time.
Yep.
And I think this team he's run has been really good.
Yep.
Like, I think he's good, but it is embarrassing that,
Yeah.
like, he's fumbled so many
'Cause,
times
like,
recently.
Before James Harden obviously digressed to the level he did,
Yeah.
there were talks about him getting traded to the Heat. I vividly
Dude.
remember. And the Heat didn't want to give up Tyler Hero. And that's why they didn't get James.
Oh, my God.
I don't remember if
I
that
completely
was his
forgot about
first
that.
trade from the Rockets or
Oh, yeah, it was the Rockets.
Because I remember them wanting him and him wanting to go there.
I think there might have been a Westbrook trade to the Heat. Like, we were trying to trade
Yeah.
him, and they didn't want to do anything. But I don't really remember. That was a long time ago. But no,
Back on the Heat.
the Heat fumbled Harden, I guess.
Yep.
Which they can get him
Donovan.
now for nothing. They fumbled Donovan Mitchell.
Kyrie wanted to go there at some point in his
Did he
career.
really?
Yep.
They would have never had him.
No.
I don't know. They just keep fumbling. Bradley Beal.
Yep. Bradley. Almost everyone this summer that got traded were in talks. They were in talks to get Jrue
And
after he got traded.
Bradley Beal wasn't an expensive
No,
price.
They
either.
could have just
easily gotten him.
put some contracts together and got him.
Yeah. So the Heat have once again disappointed. I'd be surprised if they do some crazy run. I guess we have to give props to them. They went to the finals, but
I don't want to, but
I'm a Heat hater, bro.
me too.
I
Me too.
I don't like this team.
I just don't think
I don't
their
want
team's
them to
good.
succeed. No.
I don't think their team's good, and it makes me angry that they are good. But you have to respect it because it's literally them just working hard.
Yeah, I love Heat culture. I think what they have going on there, it's cool.
Yeah.
I really like seeing people succeed
Yeah.
for this team when they succeed for no other team in the
I
league.
just love succeeding. I love watching teams succeed. Is basically what you said.
No, I like seeing players succeed that where
Yeah.
like they would suck on it
Yeah.
on 29 other teams.
And I do respect Jimmy as out there as he is.
Yeah, Jimmy's cool.
Jimmy, from the moment he put on a Heat jersey, turned into, like, I don't want to say it because there's too many conspiracies, but prime MJ in the playoffs.
Yeah, in the playoffs he's insane.
Like, ever since he became. And obviously there were some.
I just don't like the team. Like,
No,
personally,
there's just nothing interesting about watching Heat
it's
basketball.
such a boring team, bro. All they have is Jimmy and Bam.
Who are neither, like, insane, like, bucket getter types.
They're not like super entertaining players. Jimmy is when he's going crazy,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare.
And it's also their team is just based on let's play really physical defense and
Yeah.
hope we can score enough points to win a
And to
basketball.
pass the Tyler Hero enough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're digging so deep into the Heat.
Yeah, forget
But
the Heat.
Heat haters out here.
There is one.
As you have a Heat jersey on your wall.
That is true. I did buy that. It's like a vintage thing. It's like a warm up.
Oh, that's actually
because
really
it has
cool.
no like name on it.
I saw it and I was just like, it's got to be a little on Heat.
No, because you see, it has no number.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's like kind of like that era. The white.
Yeah.
It has the white on the front, and it's kind of like that era. Anyways,
Dude,
you guys can't see it.
Whenever you edit, just throw a picture.
A picture of it. There's two other teams that we have not talked about. We talked a little bit about the Blazers, but dude, big haul.
I do. I'm glad we're going back to the Blazers.
Can I talk about this haul?
Yeah. Because
what do we talk about?
Before you say any names, I will have to be a Blazers fan just because of Robert Williams. I'm making it known.
True.
I will watch some Portland games.
Right, I'm gonna watch some Portland games regardless.
Yeah.
The players we got: DeAndre Ayton, Tamani Kamara, Malcolm Brogdon, and Robert Williams. And then we have the unprotected Bucks 2028 and swaps in unprotected 2029, swaps 28 and 2030. This year's Golden State, and then 2029 Boston. So we got some later picks, which I kind of like because that's later into Scoot's career, maybe when they're not bad and getting their own picks.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting just due to the fact that in 2030 and 28, 29, 30,
really
the Bucks aren't going to be what they are now. The Celtics could potentially not be what they are now. Scoot going into what? Like his year 6, year 5, right there where he can hit his prime. Shaden Sharp can be hitting his prime. Ayton could be right there with him in the mix if they choose to keep him. And you have the potential of being an up-and-coming team, but also getting a top 10 pick, a top 14 pick.
For sure. It puts them in a good spot. I definitely think getting later unprotected picks is really nice.
Yeah.
It is a gamble.
It's also interesting, the Warriors pick, just due to, I don't know how protected it is or if it's protected.
I have no idea.
But very well, the Warriors could just a Curry injury away to having another lottery pick.
They could be like right outside. Or they could be like a 10th seed.
Yeah, which would also work out really well for Blazers.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But personally, I see the Bucks pick probably being pretty good.
Yeah.
Because if there's no Giannis, then their team's going to suck.
Yeah.
The Boston pick, I don't really see Boston sucking just because I think Boston does a pretty good job of always staying relevant. And they're a big market.
Yeah.
So.
I think it will end up being Boston may be mediocre in 2030.
Yeah.
But I don't see the Boston Celtics ending up plummeting.
Doing a Nets
they still
drought.
have so many picks, so many different assets.
For sure. And the Jays are still young. I didn't know. Tatum's like 25. Bro.
Yeah, 25.
That's insane.
Jaylen Brown's 26.
Wow. But anyways, Blazers I like the players they get. I personally really like Ayton. I'm high on Ayton. Call me crazy. I think Ayton can really be a good player if he puts his mind to it. He gets put in the right situation.
We're on the same wavelength. I like Ayton.
I thought you were an Ayton hater.
I think I was a little bit of a Suns Ayton hater.
Yeah.
But I do like seeing players that have established themselves in the league, but maybe not getting the opportunity they should have.
Yeah.
Going to Portland.
All the opportunity.
He can shoot as much as he wants. And he was complaining about not getting the ball as much.
Yeah, he's their only big.
Take the ball and do what you want. Rob.
Rob is... Rob's going to be on the bench. Unless they do some crazy lineup where they have
this is what I wanted. This is why I was so excited to talk about it. Yeah. I don't know how much you've seen. Obviously, you know me. Anytime I get invested in certain teams.
Yeah.
I started looking into Portland, and there have been some serious reports of Ayton at the 4.
Should be weird.
Rob at the 5, all because Ayton has said he's interested in shooting threes. He wants to shoot them, and he has an interest in shooting them. The only concern is, can he make them?
I think he's an okay shooter. I don't have numbers, but I think he's okay.
I think he could be a decent shooter.
I think he has a mid range. He just needs.
He definitely has mid range.
Rob doesn't.
No, but also this is Rob's I'm a Rob lover. I'm a supporter. He's probably one of my favorite players in the NBA. I don't care how good he is, how bad he is. But this is his first NBA offseason where he has been completely healthy to work out, do what he wants, work on certain different things. I know a lot of the talk of the offseason was him just becoming more aggressive offensively and doing more things with the ball. Yeah. Which is why I want to see him on Portland.
Well, I mean, that's what he got to do. Not this last year, but the year before. They did a lot of offense through him for the Celtics, and he could get that opportunity here.
It's just going to be...
see why not.
It's going to be really exciting seeing Ayton and Rob working things out together. And look, Ayton was the number 1 overall pick, and he never got that...
People forget that.
Yeah, he never got that attention of, like...
No, because it was only like a year later then they have this, like, finals run. Yep. Which, by the way,
2 or 3.
in the finals run, he was one of the best players on the team, and he won them a game or 2. Yep. So I definitely think he has a bright future, and people just giving up on him way too early.
I also think if I was Portland, I would be extremely, extremely happy with their core and what they...
He's older than I thought. He's 25.
25. Yeah.
They still got time to move up.
He was a little bit older of a rookie as a freshman.
I didn't know that.
I think he was like 20, almost 21.
Yeah. But, there's one more team in this trade. Do you want to talk about them? Or do you have anything else to say about the Blazers?
I think the Blazers are going to be really exciting. Brogdon, good veteran leadership. He'll probably get flipped. I've also seen that Grant they're going to try to flip him at the deadline. I don't know with that contract, but a contending team would love Grant. Jeremy Grant. Oh. Their power forward that they paid a 5-year.
I thought you were talking about Grant Williams. I was thinking of Boston. No. Jeremy Grant. Yeah, it'd be nice if they get off that contract.
I think they might have to give up.
There's so much money in the league. I don't think that his contract's that crazy.
No, yeah.
I think the problem is it's 5 years.
Yeah, I think once we get to the deadline and there's a team that needs one more piece, Grant could be that piece.
For sure.
If they have the contract
honestly,
to make the trades.
Calling it right now, don't be surprised if the Lakers trade for him. The Lakers, you don't know, they've done this like really smart thing in the offseason where they have D'Lo and who's the guy from Washington? They're from Washington.
Don't say that, you blanked me.
No, who's the... Oh my God, who's the wing they got from...
Rui Hachimura from Washington.
Rui Hachimura. They both have... Their contracts are where they can, like, add up to 30.
Yeah.
So, don't be surprised if they do a big trade. Yeah. Jeremy could be one of those guys.
Yeah, and he's a piece that...
They probably want a point guard,
a lot of teams over the edge.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think the Lakers would be looking more for trading Russell for some kind of better point.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in love with Russell long term.
Or Gabe Vincent.
Yeah.
I think Gabe Vincent's going to suck, bro.
You have been saying that, haven't you?
Listen, you take a Heat player out of the Heat, they suck.
That is true.
And that's why Josh Richardson's about to score 50 points a game this year for the Heat.
LeBron doesn't suck.
Well, LeBron's LeBron, bro. D Wade sucked.
That is true. I will give you that.
Wade sucked for Chicago and Cleveland.
Dude was also already like 35 years old.
It was like 38, bro.
He waited till the end of his career to be like, okay, I'm leaving you guys.
It's like 2K when like to stay for a team for 18 years and be like,
let me.
It's like Tony Parker going to the Hornets,
which made no even to this day it made no sense.
Yeah, dude, if you're already at the end of your career, just in with the team.
Yeah.
You know?
I've always thought about this. I know we're getting off topic. But I hope that if I was an NBA player, I would stay.
It would be easy. You don't have to move all the time.
But like,
imagine being Ish Smith. You gotta move every year.
Dude, rest in peace to his family moving all the time.
I thought he died. It's like, why are you saying rest in peace?
Rest in peace to his family.
Bro. His kids have gone to different school every year, bro. Yeah. Unless they just live in LA.
They've been to like 10 different schools. I've always wondered that about NBA players. Like Westbrook their family members just have somewhere.
Yeah, I think Westbrook does that.
Because I mean that's
even when he was in like Houston, they lived in LA.
Yeah, because that's how Smart is. Smart saying that he's keeping his house in Boston and he plans on living there in the off season.
He's probably got a nice ass house.
I don't know why he would pick Like out of all
I
the
mean,
places.
he's been there. So, one last team in this long Dame trade. We got the Suns.
Who also kind of just slid in there, but they also got
They're so nice.
lot.
Dude.
The Suns have done really well.
How?
After the Beal trade. Because if we go back to the podcast we were doing,
oh my
we
God.
we were
hating on them.
We were getting deep into them making a wrong move, having no depth pieces.
The Beal trade was scary for them. I forgot he was on that team.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that trade, but man, their signings.
Everything after that, the signings, the trades, they have just filled out every position that they need for depth.
They signed a lot of minimum guys who could not play for the team.
Yeah.
Could be really good.
Yep.
Eric Gordon could be good. Yuta Watanabe could be good.
Yeah, I'm excited for him.
Yeah.
Did you see what he said about media day?
What did he say?
He said his reasoning for going to the Suns was strictly Kevin Durant.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Which is really interesting to see, because not a lot of players just openly are like, I came here because this.
That's the way Westbrook went to Houston.
Yeah.
He was like, me and Harden are friends.
Yeah. But he was like, yeah, me and Kevin Durant, we have chemistry on the court. And it just made sense to come here. And
better hope he gets minutes.
Yeah, it's really cool when like just role players are like, I'm coming to play with the good team.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people like playing with certain guys. Like, I think a lot of people like playing with Westbrook because he was such a good guy.
Yeah.
You know, players like that. I don't know why I keep bringing up Westbrook.
I know, but it is true, though, because, like, Paul George loves him.
Exactly, yeah.
James Harden loves him.
Yeah.
There's, like, a lot of people in the NBA that just love Russ.
Yeah. This is crazy.
This is a Russell Westbrook podcast.
Who would have thought we were Westbrook lovers? Which
is weird. I very recently became a fan of Russell.
Because we felt bad. Because he got bullied.
No, so seriously.
LA.
I started watching Russell on the Lakers, and I was like, he gets so much hate for no reason.
I swear. Gets put on the Clippers and does it great.
Yep. I had no interest in him on OKC because he was such a good player, and he still is a good player. But that level he was at, I was like, he's cool to watch, but I don't like him.
Yeah. I used to hate him.
Yeah, and now I only like him because everyone was so mean to him.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. But we got away from the topic.
Dude, the Simple Hoop boys are back.
And worse than ever. Suns receive for Ayton and Tamani Kamara, their first-round pick. They got Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. I love all these guys on the Suns.
I'm gonna be honest. I forgot about Yusuf.
I actually like Yusuf Nurkic. I understand a lot of people say he's lost his defense and stuff because he got an injury a year or two ago.
Yeah, he's been dealing with a lot of lower body injuries for a long time now. But
this team believes that they can rock with the lower level center.
He's not people make him out to be like a horrible center.
No, I think he's fine.
He's, I would say, an above average center.
Yeah,
he can space the floor. He still has some defense in him.
Hey. You hate him in 2K.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Man has a crazy three in 2K.
And also, I think he just understands his role. And I think that's what the Suns team needs.
And they didn't like that with Ayton because he did not understand.
Ayton wanted more. And bringing in Beal and Booker and Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
The role players that they brought in, they needed players to understand. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Let me thrive in my role.
And Ayton's more of like a finesse big.
Yep.
And when we try to score different ways, dude, Yusuf Nurkic just does it.
Yep.
Defense and let me be the.
Sorry.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really interesting because a lot of people say Ayton is better.
Yeah.
And I say he is as well. But that's why it make this 3-team trade.
Yeah.
Which turned into a bigger trade. I think it was such a win-win for so many different teams. Yeah. Because maybe one team was giving up more talent-wise, but they're getting something back fit-wise and what makes more sense for their team.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it ends up being a win-win-win for every team.
I think it's pretty cool that the Suns were able to pull off a get role players for Ayton trade where it actually was a win for both teams because a lot of people didn't want Ayton. And instead they get, Nurkic. I think Grayson Allen is pretty good. Like, he's cool.
Yeah, they just added so many different depth pieces.
I love Nasir Little.
Yeah,
he's on a great contract.
That was the one thing about this trade that I was
really
like, wait, why are Portland giving him up? He's a great
and he's still younger.
Player. Yeah.
Keon Johnson's younger too.
Yeah,
I guess because they have guards.
Yeah, him not as much. I don't know too much about him.
Well, I mean, hey,
but Nasir Little has been getting genuine minutes for a long time now,
and he can play that 3 position that the Suns are kind of lacking.
Yep.
So I like that. I think the only problem with this team is they don't have a point guard. It would be nice to see them try to get one. Because even in their minimum contracts, they haven't tried to get a point guard, man.
Yeah.
And I want that.
There has been a few reports about them going after TJ McConnell from the Pacers. Ooh, I have seen that.
I would like that.
I think that makes sense for both teams involved just because the Pacers are so deep.
Yeah.
And TJ McConnell is arguably the best backup point guard ever. The dude's so good. He's so good.
I know you're a Pacers partial fan.
Dude, TJ McConnell is the perfect point guard.
He's also one of the best perimeter defenders in the
league. He's the pestiest defender. He's going to get you steals. Yeah, he's getting you the steals. I don't know. I'm sure he's a good perimeter defender. I'm not sure how
he's definitely one of the best steal getters.
Yeah. He's a great passer. Yeah. He also can shoot the ball really well.
Really?
But he doesn't shoot threes. All he cares about is passing.
He's got to be in a different position.
Which is exactly what not the Celtics.
The Pacers?
It's exactly what the Suns need is just someone that's going to pass the ball and play good defense.
Yeah, I actually think it'd be really nice.
But without him, I'm pretty sure it's been reported that Beal will be the point guard.
I mean, yeah, he's going to be the point guard. I'm just saying they probably want a pass first guard.
But how do you feel about him being the point guard?
I think it's fine. I mean, they're playing positionless basketball, which is cool. I like to see that. I see teams try it out. My Rockets did that with you don't need a center. It didn't work out, but I like seeing teams experiment with that. I do think point guards are necessary. Someone on this team is going to have to pass. You can't play ISO ball all day.
And that's my thing. Which out of the 3 players ends up taking the biggest step back? Obviously, Beal isn't going to be shooting like that.
But it's probably Beal.
Do you think Kevin Durant's like, hey, I don't have to play that hard during the regular season. I can turn it on in the playoffs and just kind of relax.
KD has dealt with injuries the last few seasons, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's just chilling. But Beal's the oldest, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, Durant's the oldest.
Durant's up there. Durant's 35.
Beal feels the oldest.
Yeah, he definitely does. But he's 33, 34.
Yeah, and Beal's bound to regress. So
yeah,
I don't know. I would like to see Beal say, "All right, I'm gonna score less, and I'm gonna try to play make."
Yeah,
I don't have confidence in that.
I think out of I think Beal is probably the worst playmaker out of the group.
Well, yeah, that's the funny thing.
I'm gonna say that because I was
Booker and Booker's pretty good at.
In my head, I was trying to decide if Durant's better than Beal, and I didn't want to outright say it as a playmaker. But I do think Durant is a better playmaker.
Yeah, I probably trust him Booker too. But I mean, Beal has played the guard position. He's played point guard too.
And I also think
even though he's always been it too.
If he just goes into the mindset of, I'll just pass the ball, I don't care about scoring.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool. But that's also with every NBA team. If a certain player just plays differently, they could be so much better.
I mean, yeah. There's someone on this team's going to have to sacrifice.
Yeah. Because, if Jaylen Brown could dribble left, Celtics would probably be champions right now. You could say that about a lot of different teams.
If Harden could perform past Game 2 in a series, then the Rockets would be winners.
If Harden didn't get extremely terrified of playing basketball during the playoffs.
If Harden didn't go to clubs in Miami all the time.
And also, if they just wouldn't have shot so poorly. I guess we can talk about it. Your boy.
I mean, there's not much to talk about. I just have in our topic list.
No, yeah.
The lack of Harden trade.
I've got a few questions for you about it.
Go ahead.
Then we can wrap it up when you're ready. But James Harden.
James Harden's the best player in the league.
My main question is, do you think he will get traded before the season starts? And
Dude, I don't know,
because he's your boy.
Unfortunately, at this point, I think Daryl Morey does suck. At this point, I have turned on Daryl Morey. I do think,
which is crazy. Like 2 years ago, there were some hardcore NBA fans loving him.
I know, but I think sometimes GMs just like play 2K all the time. They're just like, I need value out of everything.
Yeah.
And like
Danny Ainge was very, very similar.
It works sometimes, but bro, just do something. Like I know you traded like everything for Harden, but bro, he's not worth it anymore.
Yep.
He's a mess.
You just got to cut your losses and let it go at that point.
He's so like hyper focused on the fact that Harden, he needs to get value out of it, that he's not realizing that Embiid's like, bro, I'm done.
And I think him like trying so hard, there's been reports that they want Terrence Mann, 2 first-round picks. That's the only way they'll give Harden to the Clippers.
Yeah.
There has to be some type of compromise because
it's not gonna happen.
Dame went for 3 first. You're not getting 2 first-round unprotected picks. No. I'm sorry. I don't even think the Clippers will end up giving up Terrence Mann.
I don't even think the Clippers really want him.
No. There has been talks that they're trying to like go around the league, get assets, but
I don't know. I do think Harden's a good player.
Yeah,
dude, I've been watching. Sure. We talk about media day stuff.
Yeah,
I guess I follow the Sixers on Instagram.
I'm sure you do. You bandwagon.
I've been seeing their training camp videos, and they've been posting Harden a lot.
Yeah,
bro, he looks nice.
Yeah.
I hate it. I love the way Harden plays basketball.
No, yeah,
he's probably my top 5 favorite player to watch. So entertaining, even with all the like crazy stuff he does.
You've lost me. You've lost me somewhere along the way.
The way he dribbles, bro.
Yeah.
And passes.
Sure, but then he's at the line for... we're not getting into Harden.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that stuff is lame. But, like, I'm talking about, like, dribble moves, step-back motion.
I will give it to you this season in the playoffs when he dropped the 40 bomb on the Celtics.
That was awesome.
It was really, really fun to watch.
Yeah.
But leading into my next big question for... a huge 76ers fan.
Not a 76ers fan. I hate them.
With all the Harden drama, you already alluded to it.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid.
Yeah, does Joel Embiid request a trade? Some couple people, they're saying, he's going to request it. He's going to go to New York. He's going to go to Miami.
Because also,
he's not going to Miami because they're going to fumble that trade.
No, he's not going to Miami. But I did want to bring up, you were talking about Media Day. I actually saw a 76ers TikTok.
Yeah.
And I can't even get this out. They were doing they were meeting for their first practice, and every person walking by says a little skit, hey.
Yeah.
And they show Joel Embiid
with
his head held down. They say hey to him. He says not a word. And just head down walks by them into the practice facility. And I'm not gonna lie, I watched it 3 or 4 times just because I love watching Joel Embiid suffer.
Oh my god.
I've watched this man cry. I've watched him tear up.
Bro, there is no rivalry. You beat the Sixers every time.
I know, but it is just fun watching Joel never make it that next level.
He is a hateable player.
It's that Celtics fan in me that's just like, dude, can you make a conference finals? It is really fun to watch. It is
crazy. No, I actually think I think the Sixers team could be good if Harden just plays.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing.
They'd be the 3rd best team.
That's the crazy thing is if Harden would just play basketball, drop the outside noise, and then just be okay in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Things could break and they could win a championship. Things could break their way and they could win a championship.
Yeah, they could accidentally beat one of you guys.
Because 3rd best team in the East overall, just off the top of my head, 6th or 7th best overall.
Yeah.
Things would obviously have to break, but I mean, if you're beating the Celtics and Bucks, if they deal with injuries, you're in the finals.
Yeah.
You're there.
They're better off with Harden than without him.
No, for sure. And that's why I think if they can't figure this thing out with Harden, which it doesn't look likely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say they get their best package of Terrence Mann.
They're going to do nothing.
It's going to be a Joel Embiid show. It's going to be fun watching Tyrese Maxey get a bigger role.
It'll be a first-round exit.
They will be a first-round.
Yeah.
They will probably be bottom end of the play-in / 6-5 seed.
I think they'd be a good regular season team. They were a good regular season team when Ben was out. And it was the Embiid show.
That team is not as good as what it was.
Toby's going to average 25 per game.
No, he's
Watch
not.
it.
This dude is stuck on averaging 12 points no matter what.
12 and 8, bro.
He's going to get he could get traded to like the Hornets tomorrow. He'll still put up 12, 7 and like 2 assists.
That's facts. No, I think the Sixers are just in a tough spot.
Tobias Harris, man.
They want to get rid of everybody, and they're not going to get rid of anybody.
No, and I think Embiid, once they trade James and he figures out what the team is, I think it will be very soon. He's going to be tweeting about, I miss the Knicks. I want to go in Madison Square Garden.
I think a lot of people are waiting for him to do it next summer.
Oh, yeah, because you already know the Knicks there's been so many reports of them waiting for either Embiid or Giannis. And they're losing out on Giannis most likely.
It'd be a nice team.
Yeah.
I like the Knicks. I really do.
Also, me too. I've really grown to enjoy watching the Knicks.
I think they're a fun team. I like the whole Villanova thing they're doing this year.
Yeah, that's exciting.
You saw the picture of all of them?
Yeah. With the cool. Which is interesting because most of the teams that are good in the East, I normally hate just because the Celtics.
It's just Celtics bad.
But 2 teams that I really, really like is Cleveland and the Knicks, which is interesting because the Knicks destroyed Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
But those are like the 2 teams in the East that I would really enjoy watching the Celtics go against.
Yeah.
And are just fun overall team.
That's fair.
Because like I have hatred for the Bucks and the 76ers. I can never root. But I don't have any bad blood for the Knicks or.
I like all teams because my team
he's a
sucks.
bandwagon.
No, my team sucks. The Rockets have not won in 3 years.
This is the
single game.
This is the year.
Ooh, 12th seed.
Nope. I'm higher on the Rockets than you.
I would like to see them.
Turnaround.
I would love to see them be a 10th seed. I'd go crazy.
As much hatred as I have given to Fred VanVleet, I finally understand what they're doing. I did. Remember how much dookie I talked when
you hated the move? Or?
Yeah, I hated the move.
Oh.
I also don't like Fred as much as a player because he's just
because you hate the Raptors.
No, he's been digressing. Is that the word? Digressing?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Regressing.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know why that sounded so off. But like he's just getting worse, but that's not the point. The Rockets don't need him for that. They overpaid him for his leadership.
We have money.
Why are we getting on the Rockets?
No, I love it. Let's keep talking about Rockets.
They overpaid so much, and we talked about this the other day when I was asking you about like the whole Rockets situation.
Oh, because that's about Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, and like it makes more sense to me now. They paid so much money for him.
Yeah. Just
because they need a leader. Like, they need some kind of culture shock.
I mean, that was always why we did it. I don't get why you were so
against it. I think the idea, I was so angry that Fred would end up taking the starting spot from him. Yeah. I do love him in. And I was so angry about it, but now it makes sense. And it makes even more sense now that the name that we won't speak of is probably getting removed from the team.
Oh, yeah. Thank God.
So now Amin is getting the backup point guard spot. He's not like the third string.
Yeah. No, he was never going to be third string.
No, yeah, but like sharing that guard minute.
It'd be cool if he won 6th man of the year.
I just want every single rookie from this class to succeed at the highest level.
Did you see his list of things he wants to finish in complete his first year?
No.
He said he wants to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Wants to be first team all defense, and wants to make the playoffs. I don't think any of those things happen. I would love to see all those happen. I don't think he wins Rookie of the Year. I don't
What-
think he'll have numbers.
Which one's the most likely? Just from
Playoffs.
you being a Rockets fan?
Playoffs, because I don't think he'll win Rookie of the Year. Even if Vic doesn't win it, I think Scoot and Chet
Yeah,
are more likely
I
because of
think
numbers.
yeah. Just because of Min, the position he's coming in,
I don't think young players really get a good chance at all defense teams. It's usually older players. So
it would be really exciting to see him get a defensive team because him and his brother have been so
set on it.
announced as these are going to be the most insane defenders.
Yeah.
They were great defenders in overtime.
I would love to see it.
It would be really cool just to see a rookie get defensive.
I couldn't remember the last time rookie.
I
don't think there was a recent one. I don't remember all defensive teams.
No, me either. Maybe
So-
a Jonathan Isaac when he was healthy for
Yeah, because he was only
40
healthy
games.
his rookie season.
yeah.
So
But no, I'm excited for a lot of the teams this year.
yeah, me too. I think there's a lot of young teams that are fun. We talked a lot about rookies, so I think this was a really good rookie class.
No, yeah.
It's probably one of the best in a while.
I'm excited that these like the drafts coming up are gonna be people that like we will watch them throughout their whole career. I think that's something really cool.
Yeah,
about.
that is kind of crazy. Like I'm gonna experience some men from start to finish.
And I know that Kenny always talks about it. But like I've watched Tatum from the moment he was drafted and I'll watch him till he retires.
Yeah.
And that's how it is basically with everyone coming up now.
It's true. I think it'll be cool. Well, we've talked about Dame trade. We talked about Harden, unfortunately.
We talked about a lot of
and some last minute Rockets talk. Let's go. We don't ever talk about Rockets because the Rockets suck. But
as
this
much
year,
as you want to talk about them,
this year we're turning around.
I gave you an early Christmas present this year.
Thank you.
We
buddy.
probably won't talk about them again until this All-Star break, unless something interesting happens with them.
We'll talk about them once in the season.
Yeah, we just give them like one
just
little
one.
5-minute segment in the podcast.
Like, Jalen Green had a good game.
Just checking in.
Next.
Finally, the Rockets have solved their issues off the court with all of their different things that they do.
Do a news update. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, comment, all the above.
And don't forget to like.
Yeah. Love you guys. Later.
Peace.